from New York City, it's Wendy Williams. Today, Lisa G, John Murray, and Nicole Lapin join Wendy's Hot Talk panel to take on this week's biggest stories.
Welcome back, everyone. It is time to discuss this week's hottest topics in the latest edition of Hot Talk. Joining me today, news correspondent Nicole Lapin. Hi, Nicole. Welcome back.
Hey, thank you.
Also from the Howard Stern Radio Show on Sirius XM. Say hello to Lisa G. And TV journalist and editor of AlwaysAlist.com. Say hello to our friend John Murray. Hi, John. All right, let's get into it. Justin Bieber, as we know, recently was photographed in his hotel room in his hotel room, but also leaving a brothel in Brazil. And the hotel room was in Brazil as well. Allegedly, he left with 2 prostitutes from the brothel. His supporters are saying, no, you know, it's not a big deal. His actual fans, you know, the kids, it's not a big deal because prostitution is legal in Brazil, and you can pick up a prostitute as young as 18, so he's within the confines. John, what do you think?
I mean, double for your trouble, the more the merrier. Why not take 2? Listen, the kid can afford it. As long as he was safe, it's a good time. My concerns really is about where is he going to go musically? Because all these antics at some point, we're not going to respect him as an artist. He's at a crossroads. He's either going to go one way and become Justin Timberlake or another way and become Vanilla Ice. And he's leaning more towards Vanilla Ice.
That's what happens. They're growing pains, you know? But he's got a lot of young fans. The funny thing to me is that he sleeps with his baseball cap like a stuffed animal in those pictures in his room. I mean, you know, he's growing up in front of our eyes, so he's having a lot of growing pains, but I don't think it's a good signal to his young fans. If I were his mom, I'd say, you're staying home, you're doing your homework. You know, I'm very conservative like that.
Well, but his fans are the same girls out there who see this bad boy behavior, in my opinion, as making him even hotter. Like, oh my God, he'd be with a prostitute. That means I have a chance too.
Oh, no. I mean, he's got to go into, you know, a brothel with 2 huge hunky security guards. Of course people are going to notice him. He can't just slink in by himself.
Well, Nicole?
I mean, I am not Justin Bieber's mama. I know this may come as a shock to you. I'm not his girlfriend, and I know we want to think that this is really going to hurt sales.
Yes.
But he's laughing all the way to the bank.
Exactly.
He's like a male version of Miley and Amanda and Lindsay and
Brittany. You know, my only thing about this is that I wish that his security guards and his minders didn't have him go into the brothel. Why couldn't they have just gotten 2 tricks at the brothel and taken their picture to submit for approval, send them back to him, and then, you know, handle it on the down low? And what would you rather for him to do? Sleep with groupies from place to place? I mean, you know, for this young man and for a lot of these rockers, you know, they are, if you're single, you're traveling the world, there's a girlfriend every place, but a random groupie, oh God, there's so much conversation, whereas you just get right to the action when you get with a prostitute.
But the groupie that he had in that one video, she recorded the act.
That's the thing.
I want to know where his security is.
Yeah.
When you have a night with a jump off, they're supposed to leave when you're done.
Although that jump off...
Take the non-disclosure, walk them to the elevator, and send them on their way.
Remember what happened with Prince Harry? He got videotaped. Everyone's got a camera. Like you said, people are hiding cameras in their bras, you know,
under their tongue.
They got the Google glasses now.
Yes. I don't know. I still think that this kid is winning, although I'm glad he's not my son. All right, we're gonna move on. So let's talk about Eminem because you know, his album drops this week, dropped this week earlier, and he's projected to sell almost 1 million copies within the first week. But despite that fact, he continuously uses homophobic slurs on his album, and it's projected to debut at #1. And the question is, why do you think Eminem gets a pass for using anti-gay lyrics? Lisa G?
Well, he says that his fans know that he's pro-gay rights, he's pro-gay marriage, and the words that he uses in his music, he says, are from back in the day when he started. And this is what's comfortable for him and that his fans should know. I'm not saying it's right, but Wendy, his albums sell huge.
Yeah,
so he is getting a pass.
It's not back in the day. I don't give him a pass. He's no longer in Detroit. He doesn't live in a trailer park anymore. This man is in his 40s. He has a kid.
Yeah.
Grow up. Your words matter.
I'll tell you. I think he gets a pass because he's white. No. I think if Jay-Z did the same thing,
they'd be calling for Beyonce to divorce him.
Yes, he gets a pass because he's white, is in my opinion. And also, he's very irresponsible using, for instance, the derogatory word for gay people that starts with an F. That word was just a word used. I'm 49 years old. Remember when that word it was just like a stupid person. It had nothing to do with gay. But then you grow up and you realize it's a gay thing, and then you stop using it.
Wendy, people are buying his albums. You come from radio. You have the power. If you don't like something, you don't buy that CD. So what's it saying about the public that's buying his music?
Here's my problem with the situation, though. There are these groups that go after people who use these words.
Yep.
Here's a man who's a repeat offender. They went after my friend Roland Martin, who used to be on CNN, because they took a joke of his that they thought was a homophobic joke, and they did a whole campaign trying to get him fired.
Really?
And it was taken out of context. So you have somebody who you targeted who was an implied joke, but you have a repeat offender, and you're not going after him. We're the glad people. We're the people. Why aren't they mad about this?
What they say is that, you know, a person that he's very, very close to is Elton John.
And Paula Deen has black friends and still uses the N-word.
Exactly. I don't agree with it, but there's the information. Let's move on. Okay. So, at a recent Halloween party, we all know Derek Huff was spotted hanging out with his sister's ex, Ryan Seacrest. We talked about this yesterday on Hot Topics, and I don't like that they remain friends. I think that's a violation of family. You know, when you split up with somebody, choose a side, because you can't remain my friend and his friend. So what are you going to do? You might not feel the same way, Nicole.
Why not? Because what happened in this relationship, this was the tamest relationship in Hollywood history. I don't even think I saw these guys kiss, ever. There was no adultery. There was no domestic violence. There was no any drama. So what's the big deal? I don't want Rihanna's brother hanging out with Chris Brown.
Wendy, I agree with you, though.
This is a different situation.
I wrote in my book, Sex, Lies, and Cookies, that I have a no-fly zone. If you break up with a guy, I don't care if you're in New York, LA, every place in between, you cannot go near him. A friend, a close friend, a brother, a sister. I think it's very difficult.
Yeah,
I couldn't disagree more. Listen, my manager is Janetta Patton. Her son is Usher. She's still good friends with Chili, who we all know. Usher and Chili were in a high-profile relationship. He's been divorced.
Wait a minute.
He's single again. All of that. Janetta was here with Chili at the TLC movie premiere in New York. They're still good friends. If it doesn't end bad, you can stay connected.
Who is Janetta to Usher?
Janetta's Usher's mom.
Oh my,
and
really?
My manager. Yeah, I don't stepped up in the game, Wendy. I've stepped up.
I need a new mother. Really, Janetta? Wow.
Like, don't you think it's hard when you break up with
Chili's a good girl. They can stay friends.
I know Chili's a good girl, but no, they can't. They were married.
It didn't end, but they weren't. No,
she wasn't married, but they broke up.
Yeah, but just because you bring these people in folks' lives, you make me want to like them, you want me to engage with them. Just because you break up with them doesn't mean I have to get rid of them.
And now I need you to break up with them. Oh, that is such a violation of it all. All right, let's talk about the Halloween costumes. A young woman was, we're gonna go to the break? Okay, up next, everybody. You won't believe the Halloween costume that I want to show you, and it was one that got a woman fired. We'll talk next. And we're back. We're still sitting at the table with our Hot Talk panel. All right, so Halloween. It's an event that I love, and I can't wait for it to be done with. And the reason why is because it brings out the stupidness in many people. There's this 22-year-old girl who dressed as a Boston Marathon bomb victim and posted the picture of herself online. Well, the internet exploded in rage, and she subsequently wound up losing her job. Yeah, well, and my question for the panel is, do you deserve to lose your job for a stupid costume like this?
Yes.
Nicole?
Absolutely. This is ridiculous judgment. Twitter wasn't invented yesterday.
Okay, she's not in Boston.
I don't care.
Okay.
She's still stupid.
You represent your company, especially today. Wherever you go, you really represent your company. And you have to realize, as a young person, every young person out there, that everything you post on social media will follow you your entire career. You've got to realize that.
I don't know how old this woman is, but I know she's 22 years old. So 22 years old, your working life is over, because I would have fired you right away also. And furthermore, attached to her resume from now on when she applies for jobs, there's going to be that photo.
She's a total wackadoo. Like, they needed to get rid of her, send her home. She does not operate in sound judgment. You can't make decisions on my job when you don't think that something like that is in poor taste.
That's all I'm saying, exactly.
Yeah.
You know, poor taste. All right, so let's move on to the other offensive costumes that are fire-worthy. Trayvon Martin and George Zimmerman in full blackface with that one also.
What are people thinking?
I have no idea.
Listen, if you want to dress up like Trayvon Martin, don't get mad if someone treats you like he was treated and then gets away with murder for it. How about that?
All right, have you seen the Twin Towers? Look at these girls.
How insensitive can people be? They're missing a chip.
They are missing.
They won the Halloween costume contest at that bar, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, someone had to tell them, like, no, this isn't a right thing to do. This is very insensitive.
And it's not just Halloween. I mean, if people are going to be stupid, they're going to be stupid. But Halloween just seems to magnify the stupidity. I say we cancel it. Honestly.
They're canceling everything else in the schools, Wendy. Why not?
What happened to the good old days when you dressed up as Fred and Wilma or something innocent, right?
I thought I was fly in my Adidas tracksuit calling myself LL Cool John.
Thank you all for being here. For more information on my panelists, go to wendyshow.com. You keep it here. Up next, we're going to play a really fun game in our audience. Keep it here.